Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We will start with questions. Please, go ahead, second row.
Hi, Coach. Your team has been outshot in all 4 matches this season. What do you think needs to happen for your team to start creating more shots and ultimately start creating more scoring chances?
No, I think as the game went on, the guys took in the information a little bit better, and as the first half went on, the second half we generated again straight away. Just the intentions. You may hear me say this a lot, like our intentions, the purpose of what we do and how we want to start the game, playing behind the line, trying to take territory, playing with speed, and then the game will start to unfold. But we played in front of them for the first 15 minutes. We never got out of our half, and it's been a little bit of a common theme. Trust me when I say we bring this to life in training, we bring this to life in video reviews, we bring this to life before they go out on the field. But we have to go out and execute the ideas of what we train. And once they start, second half starts right away. Ball's behind the line. Here you go, and it's up the field. It's aggressive. You're generating throw-ins, you're generating quarter kicks, you're generating shots. We had 13, 14 shots, something like that. So, I don't know how many shots you want us to have. Obviously, we'd like to give up less, but, we'll keep working on it. But the idea is to score goals and to win games. So, once again, we came out, we scored goals, we were in position to win the game, and we didn't get it done. But we've had, 3 tremendous opponents. So, I give my guys a lot of credit for what they've been able to do thus far. Playing against St. Louis, a team that was the best in the West. Seattle, second best in the West. Philly's been one of the best teams in the league in the last 5 years. We got Orlando next week, so we know we're going up against very tough opponents. They're not going to give us 3 points. We got to earn them, take them. So from that standpoint, our guys are grinding. They're working extremely hard, and they're improving. So I think the fans gave us such a huge push in the second half as we grabbed momentum and grabbed a goal. The energy and the atmosphere in the stadium again starts to pick up, and it brings us more energy to where we grab the second, and things are rolling at that point. So it's not going to be perfect for 90 minutes. I think we all know that, but the response from the guys that came in to give us what we needed, the level of discipline and understanding of what was being asked and actually execute it was much, much better. So then you put yourself in positions that we did, then we scored goals, and we could have had a couple more.
All right, thank you.
Phil?
Yeah, so Hector was obviously a bit of a surprise to bring in, but thought he did really well. Just wanted to get your thoughts on him.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's getting a game ball in this.
Well, we don't have any, Z's coming back from 10 months of a torn ACL. Biro's been here for a month. I think you can see there's still some onboarding for Biro. Johnny is our right back, and Hector is the only other back that we have on the team. So I've mentioned that we're a little short-handed in certain areas. Fullback is definitely one of them. Winger is another one. So I thought Hector came in and did a great job. He has full understanding of what we're trying to do. I think that's the biggest, the biggest compliment. He's physically, there are limitations there, but his from a mindset standpoint, to read the game, understand what's needed, and to go out and execute, he did a really, really good job. And Johnny is comfortable playing on the left. We use him inverted, and he also starts to bring the game to life. And that's, again, it takes a little bit too long at times, but Jimmy did a good job. He had a good impact on the game. Owen had a good impact on the game. Z had a good impact on the game. Obviously disappointed to see him get injured. So, yeah.
And then as far as Driussi, he got about 20 minutes plus stoppage time.
Yeah.
Was that the plan heading into the week? Or?
That was the plan.
Colby?
Going into Orlando with the defense, is that a concern with the injuries? And do you know, with Jean's injury, do you know anything about that?
Well, it's a hamstring, so we'll have to see the severity of it. And Leo has a torn plantar fascia. Julio will be gone with the national team, so we're going to be up against it. But, we have who we have, and we'll put together a game plan, and we'll do our best to go execute and come up with points again.
Okay. What did you like about what Driussi did in his shift?
I think it's 3 weeks that Seba hasn't played in a game, and that ended preseason. In Coachella, he played the last game there. He obviously played when we played New York City here. So, I think he brings calm to the group. Obviously, he has the ability to change plays in front of the goal. When it comes down to it in this league, you need your playmakers to make plays, and he's even in his limited condition, you could see he could come in and make an impact. And I think he misses the lefty. Not by much, but he's been a little hesitant with the finishing stuff and some of the shooting that we've been doing. That's the last little piece that probably comes for him, more from the psychology aspect of it, not from the physical side. But it's him convincing himself that he's fully there. But we're glad to have him back out there, and we'll see how he comes out of the game and what minutes we can see in Orlando. I don't expect him to play a ton, but we'll communicate with him and see what makes sense.
I don't want
Jorge?
to hog all the questions.
We'll come back to you.
Josh, on Hector Jimenez, well, it took 4 weeks or 4 games to have him there. Why it took that long instead of having Owen or Finlay last week on that position? Why it took you too long to give him an opportunity to Hector?
Yeah, I think there's just situations in games that call for it. In the first game, we'd already burned subs, and we didn't want to utilize those subs. We had guys on the field that we felt could do it, and that was part of the reason. I think each game presents its own questions of what the opposition is, and certainly what's needed from us. So, Z and Biro are trying to get fit, and they're our left backs. Johnny is our right back, and Hector is our backup right back. So, as opportunities come, in whatever ways they come, you hope the players can perform, and Hector did a good job today.
And about the starting 2024 is the worst on the history. Are you happy with the 3 points?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty pleased with our progression in the first part of the season here. It's against difficult opponents, so we got to continue to grind and push. And like I said, we played 3 of the best teams in the league. And where we missed some points, home games we want to win. I think we all know that. We do everything we can. We've been in position to win 2 of these games. So from that standpoint, there's positivity. We got to finish the games out, and you can either do that scoring a third, killing it off the right way, or, as I said, you can keep the ball.
Go ahead.
Yeah, for the second week in a row, it seems like you had a team that was very, very physical, very combative.
Yeah.
So just kind of thoughts about how
Yeah.
Verde handled it this time versus against St. Louis.
Yeah, I think in St. Louis it was a war. It was great. I think the guys were up for it. Diego gave us a presence. We had 2 strikers. We opted not to do that. I wanted to use Danny and Alex, and again, Danny. It's a different role for Danny when he's a 10. He certainly doesn't look as comfortable. He's not as impactful. It takes discipline. It takes maturity, and those are things that we're going to continue to challenge him with. But you can see when he gets back as a 6. He brings a life to it. The thing about Danny is he can unsettle and unbalance a team real quickly. It can also be unbalancing to us because positionally he starts to get stretched and pushed. But again, as this game went on and what we needed in the game, that's why I made the change. I wanted Pepe to be on the ball more and be able to help navigate pressure. It puts him in a spot if we get turned over. They have 2 strikers, a 10, and 2 central players. So against St. Louis, the concern was physicality today. It's a little bit of physicality, but he needs to play. He needs to play in these games, and I don't think the first half was particularly good, but the second half was better.
Rigoni seemed to be maybe have a bit of tough first half. He was better in the second half. Was there any difference you saw, or was there any key there?
I think he's going to be a product of how we can bring the game to him. And in the first half, again, execution of the relationships between our fullbacks and our attacking mids in the first half needed work, and we made the changes in the second half, and it was instantaneous. So the better we can bring the game to those guys, the more impactful they can be. I still think Emmy, he has glimpses where there's hope, but ultimately you have to produce, and we're hopeful he'll produce. Right now it's hope, but he needs to help this team score goals. He needs to create chances. We challenge him in many ways, and he's. It's not from not working hard. You got to make your plays. You got to make an impact, and we got to keep pushing him.
And I know this is out of your control, but can you go to people above you and be like, we need more personnel on the back line with the situation, or you just kind of have to deal?
Yeah,
with
I think you've heard from Rodolfo. I think he's explained it pretty well. I think there's limitations to the roster. There's budget issues. It's been 3 transfer windows, and there hasn't been a lot. I mean, we had 9, 10 guys from last year that didn't come back, and we haven't brought too many players. So there is limitations that make it challenging to do. So I think we're all hopeful in the summer that we'll get some additions, and there's certainly finances that come into play, but there's also just roster restriction, cap restriction, and those are things I don't know that everybody understands. It's MLS. It's challenging to some degree, but. He's working tirelessly. The guys we have right now are doing a good job. We're putting ourselves in position to win games, and I'll say, we're at home. We want to win games, but disappointing to give up a couple leads. But to me, there's a lot of positivity playing against the very best teams in the league, and we're holding our own, and should come away with more points.
Jorge and then Jimmy.
About Biro, he played very offensively, and in my opinion, he played very good. Do you have your thoughts about that and the reason why he went out?
Yeah, I think it's going to take time for Biro. I think he looked uncomfortable. I think he was having a difficult time executing what we worked on during the week, and we'll work with him.
Jimmy?
Yeah, Diego Rubio scored first goal for someone who's ostensibly a striker or an offensive player versus all of your defenders. Your thoughts on Rubio and his adjustment to the offense and your plan?
Yeah, I think it's been clear from the moment he's got here. He has character, personality. He has quality in front of goal. He has the ability to compete and play the game. I mean, he gets hit in the face. I don't know. He provokes players. I think that's what I like about him. He's able to run and toe the red line and stay calm and still play and execute. And you have a lot of appreciation for it. He's been successful in this league. He's played abroad, so he brings a lot of personality and character to our group, which is lacking in a lot of ways. So he's somebody that certainly helps that. We need more of that, and I think guys, as they have a little bit of success, they come to life more. And you could see right away when the second half starts, there's a little bit of success. It's like a whole nother team starts to come out of them, and we need that from the onset. Again, I said in the first half it was moments of it, but a slow, sluggish start again puts us in a little bit of trouble. And we obviously make a few adjustments and talk about things at half, and they come out in a good way. But Diego has done a good job. There's no doubt about it.
Anything else, guys? All right, thank you very much. Thanks, Josh.